Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 3, Episode 2 of the Kustom Culture Rodcast, brought to you by Old School Rods and Car Culture Lux magazines. We are here in beautiful Buda, Texas at Murpho's shop, and I'm all hanging out. How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing great.
Good. I have Miss Colette and Miss Shelby here. I know you guys are, well, I guess, I don't know why I always do that. Everyone can see you here.
Y'all's.
Filming.
How are y'all's doing?
How are y'all's doing?
We're good.
Doing
Yes,
good.
now that we're on camera, it's really easy to see us.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's a
A
lot harder.
lot easier than before.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see you. Can you see me?
I can. Anyway, Season 3. Who'd have thunk it? Made it here.
We're here.
Made it through the first episode, and now this one, man. You know, and all the you people out there who listen to the show and watch it now, we appreciate you because the first ones were pretty rough. Those first 4 or 5 were.
I was just a listener.
Now, yeah, look at you now. Now you're on the show.
We're new and improved.
Very much
Stepping
so.
up.
Yeah.
Improved. Not so new, some of us,
No, yeah.
but very much improved. And I don't know how many episodes now we've had Miss Colette on for, but that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And Miss Shelby, how are you, girl?
I'm good.
I haven't seen you in like ages.
It's been 2 minutes.
Yeah. We've been doing a lot.
Yeah. It's
Getting-
been a long day.
We've been busy, Deuce. Thanks for asking. We've been really busy in the shop. We've been building
The shop is busy.
we're doing all the things.
Events are a creepin'.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
So
Coming hard.
Making Grand National ads for Keystone today. Just we're in it.
We're about to go on the
Yeah,
road to
all the homies.
California,
Oh yeah.
to Tulsa, something in Texas, and then back to California. I
LA
think.
or
Yes,
something.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a lot
yeah,
of.
it's a big February.
It is a big February.
We're gonna actually do some recording on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More live, like
First
we've
time ever.
requested. See,
Yeah.
we
That was
win.
fun.
High five.
High five. All right. Well, today we are lucky enough to have Miss Chooky from Chooky Hand. How you doing there?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Chooky.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, girl.
Hey, I want to give you a quick introduction for what you do. You do custom built hot rod art. You do glass etching, inlay, engraving, flake. I mean, you keep on going. I know you got you do a bunch of stuff.
She does a lot.
I do custom badges. Basically, if you want to add jewelry to your ride, that's basically I'll come up with it.
There you
Love
go.
it.
I've been wanting to do like a whole grill, like in like the 59 Buick, and have like jewels like in every spot that had like the little factory casting, and have like
Hell
a
yeah.
jeweled grill, like
Yeah.
for real. Like I don't know. I think Chooky could be the
She
person
can make
helps
that
me with
happen.
Shuki's your
Yeah.
gal.
She
Yeah.
can make it happen.
Oh my God.
Make it sparkle. Make
Yeah.
it sparkle.
Yeah,
Call Shuki.
I'm picturing this jeweled grill that's like, some like red ruby eyeball kind of looking things. You
That
know?
would look, especially that grill.
Yeah.
You're right. That would look.
Cool.
That
She
would
can
be
put a-
amazing.
Yeah, it would.
So
Well,
I have this dream. Oh,
yo,
ahead,
go.
Sorry.
Tell the dream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like I've got this idea where I want to do this whole Last Supper mosaic down the side of a lowrider.
Oh wow.
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But flake and pearl and all raised. Oh, I think
Who's
it'll
gonna
just
let
be
you do it?
juicy. Well, I was talking to Alan Banuelos and Laura Banuelos about it, and they're in. So
Oh.
That's
I hope
awesome.
it comes to fruition this year.
I hope
Yeah.
it does too, man. I can't wait to see that, man.
Yeah, more flake.
Oh,
You
yeah,
cannot have
flake
too
the
much.
world.
Flake the world.
Flake the
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
Bag everything and flake the world.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, not only is she doing that kind of stuff, but she's also metal fabricating as well. You were just out at Jean's shop, and then you were with Ian.
Yeah, so I flew out to actually help at Jean's shop on the Volvo build. And everything went sideways on this trip, but it was better. Like all I knew, yeah. Like I knew I had to show up. That's half my life. I just show up and then wait to see what happens. And yeah, I ended up rained out. My Jeep was stuck out at the Russells on the ranch because of all the rain.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They
So
were getting massive rain.
yeah, so Ian let me hang out and weld in the shop for 2 days. It was awesome.
I saw the pictures.
I saw this. Yeah. I was like, hell yeah, girl, get it.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You loving
that-
it? Feeling it? Good
Oh
vibes.
my God, I'm so loving it. And like the welding thing is new for me. So anywhere I can lay hands on it, I'm in.
That's so cool.
Well, come to Texas. There's plenty of stuff to weld here.
I've already
Murphy's
told her.
Rods and Kustoms.
She already has an invite. I was like, come out whenever you want.
I'm coming. I need to clear like my February and March agenda, and then I'm open.
March would be the month.
Yeah, March is way slower. February is going to be insane, like every weekend.
Yeah. Well, she's crunching too for February for the crown for the
Starboard.
Yeah.
Starboard show. I'm very excited to see that.
Me too.
So cool.
She sends me little pictures, and I'm like, I want more.
So cool.
That's going to be a good show.
Yeah, and I'm flying out for that, so I'll see you all there.
Yes, you will.
Sweet.
We can have live.
Tulsa won't know what hit him. It's going to be wild. It's going to be good.
I am so excited. Yeah.
It's a great show. Like the indoor show at that level is really, really nice because they have the good balance like between downstairs with the Rockabilly Bash, which is sponsored by Car Culture Deluxe and Old School Rods. Plug. But
That was really quiet. That was a quiet plug, but it was plugged. I heard it.
But it's a good balance because like the Fine Nine, which Murph has had the opportunity to be in, and then it's like a balance. You know, there's a little bit of everything, and we're gonna work on something special with the Starbirds downstairs. So be sure to come and see us.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
It's going to be my first time going. How about yours?
No, I've been before, and this show is sick. I mean, I don't even know how many cars they can fit inside that building. That building is huge.
What's really crazy is that, one, I think that this is like the 45th annual.
Yeah.
Starbird. It's somewhere around 45, don't quote me.
Yeah.
But the building that it's in, that expo center in Tulsa, is the largest building in North America that is freestanding with only side and roof structure and nothing supporting it in the middle.
Right.
It's enormous.
I'm telling you guys who've never been there, man, how many cars they fit in there. I mean, I wouldn't even go to
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited
on
to see
multiple levels too. That's the part that's crazy. Like organized chaos. And it's kind of seamless. Like by the time we get there, like as a vendor having to go in, like people are there set up, you know, way in advance. Like I feel like we're like on time, you know, we're being punctual, and people are like complete like structures built, like banners hanging from the ceiling.
So it's kind of like that Autorama feel. Like if you went to Detroit or Chicago,
exactly.
or you know, you have all those big indoor.
Chooky, have you been before to Tulsa?
No, so this is my first Starbird. I'm so excited.
You're gonna love it, girl. You're gonna love it. It's like
and demolition derby too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They have this like burnout thing and the demolition thing.
Monster trucks.
Yep.
Yeah. There's like a little bit of everything.
And then of course the Miss Bubble Top contest.
Right.
That we might have a hand to play in.
Have a hand in. Yeah.
Yes.
So does she. We all
super
do.
Cool.
And Chooky.
So,
I got my entry.
We're united.
So I'm working on a crown of flames, and I'm hoping they're going to be varying shades of metal flake flames for this crown.
Oh my
gosh.
Goodness, that'd be awesome.
This is going to be so cool. I'm stoked. So your work is, I mean, your attention to detail is beautiful. Like, how did you get started? Like, what was your like first kind of medium?
Oh, geez. So if you go way back in the day, I'm an old school sign maker.
Nice.
And so that's how it all started. I had a little shop that I opened up back in 2003 called Heidi's Hot Rods. And back then I painted pinstriped gold leaf in a small town like outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I had this gig though that I worked on fire truck restoration and ended up spraying a lot of Enron paint, and I had neurological damage from it, so I had to give it up.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I came back full circle again, and I get to do absolutely what I love, but, you know, it's more my art this time. It's not like I was at that place where if I had to paint another Live to Ride on a tank, I thought I'd, you know,
no more.
Myself. Yeah, like
a wheel with wings, so original. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so you get to have your own influence and your own ideas, and they get to come to light.
Yeah.
So like my vein is, you know, the hot rod, you know, community, but this time I'm committed to myself that it's, you know, it's my vision, and then I get to collaborate with other really cool visionaries that are on the same page. You know, it's just, it's match made in heaven.
So cool.
Chooky, are you still in Pennsylvania?
No, I'm in Virginia. I was in Maryland, and then about, let's say, beginning of December, I sold my house, downsized everything, moved down here, And right now I'm shopping for where I'm going to land and open a shop.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the community I was in and on the East Coast, it just doesn't support, my love, my business. So why not get closer to what I love?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, girl?
So
go ahead.
Oh, no, you're welcome. Go ahead.
I said I live in my shop basically, so the whole idea of having a work-live space is great. So I might as well find an interesting historic building or something to move into.
Well, but you can your art. I mean, you can put decorate it how you want to do it up. Find something with some character to it. You turn around and go, all right, now it's mine.
Probably everything will be metal flaked.
Yeah, that's right.
Just metal flake everywhere.
Everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, shine everywhere.
Do you remember the beauty ballrooms, beauty bar, bars that were huge? They were in Vegas and Austin. They were literally complete glitter walls head to toe, and they usually had a salon theme. That's what I envision your shop to be. It's full of yes, Vaspo flake. It's gonna be her shop, and hey, that'd be a great space to rent to photographers as well.
That's true.
Beautiful space.
That is very true.
So it's hot rod shop spot, kind of artist little collective, and then you can rent it out for shoots. We will come.
If you build it, we will come.
We will come.
With the camera.
With
Yes,
camera.
with
yes.
camera.
With cameras.
Have camera. We'll travel.
I've got an eye for all these old churches, and imagine the metal flake church.
Oh yeah, that'd be so good.
You
Stained
were-
glass windows.
You're in the right part of the world over there too, in Virginia. A lot of the old churches and whatnot down there.
I'm all about those stained glass windows, though.
Yeah.
So good.
How cool would be a panel painted church?
So good. Chooky can make that happen.
Make it happen.
Panel painted steeple.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool.
That would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
There's a spot here in Austin that was an old Baptist church that they turned into a collective space, and then you can literally just rent it out for something, or you can live work during the day. But imagine it being that caliber.
She can make that caliber happen, though. That's the whole thing.
Home for
She's just
pinstripers.
creative, and she just goes for it. That's how I first met her. She went for a chop class. Actually, Chad. She knows Chad.
Rad
Chad.
Chad.
Yes.
Lucky Tramp.
And I was like, yes, a girl. She's chopping, and she's all in. And she got to meet up with Chad, and they're super close, and they talk to each other all the time. So that's so cool.
What a good dude, man.
Solid.
Great guy.
Oh yeah, and I get to see him in the next couple weeks. I'm headed down to a van event in Florida, so of course I'm going to stop by Rad Chad's and hang for a while.
Nice.
And Chooky does have a rad van too. I'm not gonna lie, the thing's cool.
Yeah. What's the deal on the van?
Okay, so my whole life I've owned crazy things, hot rods, choppers, and now I've morphed into this 1992 Chevy G20 conversion van.
We were just talking about conversion vans.
We were yesterday talking
She's
about
got one.
conversion vans.
And it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
awesome.
so I call it my genie bottle on wheels. It is straight up pimped out mauve leather interior.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah,
Love it. Do you have any shag anywhere?
that's coming.
Yes! Shag is coming. Please be on the ceiling, the doors,
If
everywhere.
you're gonna have mauve interior, you gotta have some shag carpet. I mean, it's just part of the
She's
rules,
just got this
right?
style and this vibe about her, and she just makes you happy. Every time I see her post something, I'm like, yes, I'm so happy, and I don't know why. She just brings it.
Chooky, you need to get to Texas because Born Free, all these major chopper shows, everything is moving from California to Texas, and get ahead of it. It'd be so
I know.
cool. Vend out here, you would kill it. In Austin, there's so many little artisan markets, especially for what you do.
Oh, gosh,
super rad, slightly vulgar, which we all love. So good. Yeah.
So Texas is on my watch list. When I come visit, I'm going to be looking at property. So I was looking at property out in California, and it's just, I don't know, out there it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And then when it's just not my state. I love the culture, but it's not my state.
You could come here Taylor, Lockhart, Hutto. There's so many original little squares or downtown buildings that are really coming up now. Revival Cycles, which we talked about, is taking over a spot in Lockhart that's 3 stories with a freaking lift. It's a full-blown spot. That's gonna be awesome.
Amazing place, yeah.
But yeah,
Shelby's trying to get her to come here. If it's she's plugging it.
Well,
to her.
happening.
Chooky, come to.
Chooky, of course, our big home show is Lone Star Roundup, and That's in April. And that's when we here at Murpho's do our annual open house, which is kind of an event in it of itself.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it would be super rad if you could, come check us out for a roundup in April. It would be awesome.
That would be really cool. And I'm a hell of a deckhand, so I don't mind diving in and helping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time, man.
And we, of course, we have a place to put you up, so we can help you out with that part. It would be awesome to have you come out and do some custom culture stuff with us and hang out in our world here.
We need like a Car Culture Deluxe and Chooky collab.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm
great.
loving all of this right now. And do some metal fab with me.
Yeah.
That'd be so great.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, you need to teach me how to shave door handles.
Got you.
She's doing a
just
tutorial
come on
right
out.
now.
Yeah. I'm actually starting on that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Fantastic. I love seeing you like totally in the game and just glowing. It makes me so happy.
It's a good feel. It's good. And, seeing you do the same thing, we vibe off that. It's a total good feel.
It's like what you were talking about earlier when Juan was here, before the show about loving what you do. It's not the money side's good, because you have to have money to survive, but loving what you do and creating something, and seeing it go to fruition. That's kind of
living your
passion. What it's about. Right.
Yeah.
It's like what Juan was saying is that when the customer comes to pick up the car, he goes, it's that final, it's a knot in the chest, and when he sees the customer's face, he knows, man, every little bit of sweat and blood and tears and everything about this thing, it was 100% worth it.
Yeah.
And that's something to be said for what all of y'all are doing right now, and the passion in it and playing the game.
It does show.
It.
Well, it's about what you're doing when no one's watching.
Right.
Like the people that are more so concerned about putting it out there and like creating the content. Yes, that's important, but like you're not like Juan could stand like miss or cut corners on something, right? And then all of a sudden like it's going to show up later, but he doesn't. Like that's the difference. It's like, I mean, he's leaving at what? We were about to start the podcast at 7. Shop day ends at 5. Like he's still hustling because he knows something has to get done.
Right.
No one's asking him or telling him to do that, right? It's just like he's proud of the work that he's putting out
and it shows.
Putting the time.
And weekends, he's here on the weekends.
Homie was here at like 5:45. So
yeah, after going to the gym. So that's probably a 3:30, 4 o'clock start day.
Yeah. We've been having a great time. Colette and I like working on some custom stuff out there, and we've been working on his shoebox, and it's been really a lot of fun. I like seeing Colette and seeing it kind of like through her eyes in a way, and like what we're up to. It's been inspiring, it's like been really uplifting to do that. It'd be really super awesome to get Chooky out here with Colette and get them to
I've already tried
collab
to have
on
that,
something,
That'd be great.
Yeah. And I want to like share a reflection from the outside looking in on you guys. And, I encounter a lot of different shops, but what I see is this vein of heart. And it's like you don't have things up on lifts that are jobs. You're dealing with the human with the car. Like you see the heart come out of your shop, and that just makes me so happy.
Well, I mean, thank you.
Way to put it.
That was beautifully said.
It was awesome. I feel like,
go girl.
Like if I was gonna say it in my words, it's like I've been very fortunate to get to live a life of pursuing my own passion, and it's turned into something that's been a business, but facilitating like other people's dreams, but being creative and being artistic at the same time to influence those dreams has been fantastic. So it is heartfelt. There's a lot of heart, with what goes on, and every day is different, and all the cars we try to be, of course, unique. I mean, that's the nature of custom, but thank you so much for that, Chooky. That means a lot. Like, yeah, it's real, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like it's very authentic what we're doing. And to have Colette here doing that now and see her like get to really be uplifted and supported and to flourish, I mean this guy's kind of the limit, and she's jamming. She's killing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
and
hard. it's hard not to have that energy when you walk in here and people are working so hard and they're inspiring you to even want to work harder, like being a better version of yourself every day. And I feel like Chad experienced that too. And I know we talked about it like after he had left, and he was just like, like he found Richard, and that was like a spirit animal. He's like, we just connected, and Chad, like he really like he needs that feel, sometimes to just be like, yeah, I can push harder, and I'm gonna push harder, and he does. And it's something about the shop and the environment that we're in that makes me especially want drive harder. So I'm thankful.
Well, it's like having that core kind of family too. Like we've had some people here for years now, like, and keeping that vibe going and that energy and like synergy, that's important. I mean, everyone has off days, but if everyone is on board with what we're creating and moving forward on the magazine, on the shop side, like at an event, whatever, like everyone's representing, like wanting to make Murphos bigger and better, but at the same time, we don't have to step on anybody to do that. Like we can just, we're staying in our lane. We're trying to do things but even with the customers, not every customer is the same. Like a lot of times it's sentimental value for these people, and it's like we have one guy it's his brother's vehicle and he wants it exactly like his brother drove it, and trying to convince him that, hey, this motor or this whatever isn't, this isn't the way to go, or you're going to spend a ton of money to do it. But that means something to him. So it has to mean something to us. Because if we're just like, hey, man, it's just a motor, like leave it alone, we wouldn't have that customer consistently. We wouldn't have that, someone coming with the truck that their dad and grandpa learned how to drive in, like that. We're ending up being the spot for that consistently. But that's also what we're sharing with people online and like in the magazine and stuff. Like it's genuine and it's real, and we care to like share that story, where most shops would be like, oh yeah, I guess it was his old man's truck, but we're gonna charge him for it. Like no, it means something to us, and it means something to those guys out there to get it right.
Well, I think in her work too, like same thing, like she puts her heart into it and you can see it and it shows. I mean, just this little stuff that she's done for me, just she puts everything into it too. So
the business cards, so rad.
So good.
I'm looking forward to seeing the crown, up at the Starboard show, because I can picture what I think it's going to be in my head, as you can with custom cars or whatever. But when I see that thing, I just know that it's going to be rad. Cool. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, she sent the picture, and I looked at it, I was like, it's going to be so much more than this. This. She's like, look, it's just a cutout template. So I'm trying to like look past like Chooky style. Like I'm like, I can see it, but it's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. I know it.
So cool.
And it may end up, depending on how deep I go. Like I like to take everything to the next level. So if I'll be in the shop till midnight because I'm going to add something.
Yep.
And so it may be like backlit. Who knows? What's going to come out of this? I have no idea.
I would love to live in your brain for a day.
I'm telling you.
Just the colors, like everything.
I've said it before about you being a photographer, how I'd love to see the world through your eyes, but certainly, Chooky, I'd love to see the world through your eyes, man.
When you have so many different mediums too, like when I was looking you up, like the list was so long, and like I wasn't even done yet. Like it was just like the highlight reel of kind of what fits into the industry. But yeah, you have a variety of stuff. What's been like your most liked project recently?
Oh, recently, that's it. Well, I'm working on a trophy for the van event. And it came to me like how my ideas just stream in, and I do see everything in colors and shapes. This is a weird little tidbit about me. Yes. Like growing up, I think they call it synesthesia, but I see everything in colors and shapes. So I don't know phone numbers. I know blocks of color, and my brain has to translate it to numbers. So yeah,
that's
how my brain works, is just colors and shapes. So this came into my brain the other night in colors and shapes, and I'm all about I'm Gen X, so I was raised on Sid and Marty Krofft and monsters, and so this I wish I could share a picture of it, but it's this totally rad screaming demon monster on a gold flake van holding
good.
And it's the Panty Dropper Award. So of course he's holding panties in his hands, and he's just gonna be.
This is awesome.
Did I say I want to see the world through your eyes? I'm dying. How awesome is that, man?
That is awesome.
Yeah. And then I emblazoned their club emblem is on the front of the panties. So.
Oh, that's so
Oh
good.
my gosh! So in true chopper style, you have to brand the underwear.
There like really is no end to creativity in custom culture.
No.
Like
No.
it's so rad. Yeah, yeah.
But that's what we need
raunchier,
more
the better.
of, you know, just that open, you know, digging deep into it and just keep going. It just keeps evolving.
It's
So
like,
good.
Right.
It's not going to end.
It's like the onion, you know, the peel the onion across, you know, how it's just different layers and different layers and different layers, and there's no end to where you can go and what you can do.
Yeah.
And I love,
No.
I love it. That's awesome.
When I took Gene Winfield's class, it was so cool to be. Well, first I walk into this room full of people and I look around and I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing here? And then I just went in. I'm like, hey, I'm Heidi. I'm an artist, and then he began to show me all the tools that he made by hand. Like, he's the master of DIY from way, way, way back in the day. And that's all we are. It's just exponential creativity. It's already been formed. We're just using tools of the masters.
So Gene gave you like inside scoop of like some of his forming stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that
God,
was
that's so good. That's
an
some good
amazing
stuff.
experience. Oh, yeah. And that's why I love when I go back, like I just go throw hands in the shop if I can. Like, this last time, or just hang out. We went on a post office run. We got lost in the desert. We went down
She
a
sent me a
road.
picture. She's like, we got lost, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it totally was.
Yes, with Gene.
Who can tell stories like that? Yeah, I got lost in
Chooky.
the desert with Gene Winfield. Man.
He's like a fountain of like knowledge, and for you to be able to pick this man's brain because he's still got it all there, and he is still painting, building, doing it all. That's you got a gift.
I love that you just talked about how he makes his own tools, because you remember when we had
He does.
Keith Dean on the show and talking about
Right.
his dad, Dick. Those cats didn't have a template. They had nothing. So he turned around and he goes, yeah, my dad, he goes, I got to do this. He goes, how you going to do it? He goes, I'm not sure yet.
He's got
But
like
he
this
built
one-
something to figure out how to do it. And that's the same thing that Winfield's doing, man. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
so good.
Okay, so I have a personal quandary here, and I'm gonna just come into my own brain for a minute. I feel like people that create and build things and that are artistic can do that without having really anything at their disposal. In other words, like,
Sure.
you can make something happen by being creative with whatever is at your disposal. And I've led most of my car building career trying to build stuff feeling like I didn't need fancy tools. I didn't need hammers and shaper, like whatever. And I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but my mom, who's been a big influence to me, and she's a painter. My mom has been a painter my whole life, painting, oil painting, watercolor, acrylic, like what have you, just like painting. And she told me once, a long time ago, that a good craftsman never blames his tools. And I always felt that meant that a good craftsman could make something with nothing. Like that you could use, sticks and stones or whatever, cavemen did to like make things, shape things, do things. And I thought forever, I'm just going to be able to do it with whatever I have. And that was my mentality for almost forever. And then, I was explaining the same story one time, and my mom happened to be there, and she's like, no, and she backhands me. And she's like, I meant a good craftsman has every tool at their disposal to do whatever it was that they needed to do at the time. And I was like, what? Like, my mind is blown.
I could have
Like,
done
what do
this
you
way
mean?
easier with
Yeah,
that
like,
tool.
I'm like, oh my God, but I feel like, you're supposed to be able to make it work no matter what.
Yeah.
Right? And then I realized she's trying to say, no, you should have everything. Anyway.
But Gene literally does make these tools.
Right.
Like,
and that's the thing. It's like, I feel like you should be able to make your own dies or make your own tool or come up with a thing that makes the shit. You know what I mean? Like, you be creative. And Gene is like that guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He is
Right?
that guy.
He is that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He totally is.
Just
like
here's
that
the
day.
knowledge.
Yeah,
comes from him.
and he's so genuine about his sharing, which is so neat. It's like it makes me almost cry every time. But he'll look at you and he'll just go, "I'm so proud of you," and you're just like, "Oh God." okay, I'm going to keep going.
Does that not? Yeah, that's a
going.
push. He like pushes you in this like
you're not just getting
sincere
kudos,
way.
You're getting kudos from the man.
And he like believes, and when he believes in you, and he puts that effort to tell you that, keep going for it, because he means it. He really does.
Well, and we've talked about before how some in this culture, it's all about giving back. Like if a kid wants to, to learn how to do something, you don't turn around and go, I'm not going to teach. You teach them.
Yeah.
You go, hey, come here, let me show you. Or you see a guy doing something, you're going, hey, brother, that's going to take you a long time to get to your destination. I can show you a quicker way of doing that. Really? And you show them, oh my gosh, I would never have thought about that. But the end result is, you know what I mean? Teaching these guys.
Yep.
And to have someone like him, of all people, is Gene, to be able to turn around and go, like, come here, kid, let me show you how to do it,
Yeah.
And to get it done is, especially by a pioneer like him. He was one of the guys who did it when there was nothing, To me, that's just amazing. And I love to hear that because, people don't tell stories like that about these guys, They hold them in reference, but they don't say, yeah, I was working with him, and he turned around and looked at me and goes, man, I am so proud of you.
Right.
It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. And the crazy thing that I think that happens is like the world gets caught up in this thing that they've got to be first, they've got to be best, they've got to have the most. And you know what? There's enough for everybody.
There is enough for everyone.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Amen.
So
stay in your lane.
So important also to stay humble, humility, and like we talk about the give back, like paying it forward, like to try and think that you're the best or that you're going to be like on top or whatever. Like, look, everybody's going to evolve and people are going to come up, and you want to see that happen. Like I try and tell people in our shop here, it's like I may have done something or I'm wherever I'm at, you know what I mean? But like the future and the people having the shop, if they don't get, like I want them to be better than me. I want them to grow and to be better. Like I want to see that happen, and it's not a threat.
I've never heard that before, but he said that to me, and I was like, "What?" Like my jaw dropped. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it's not like a negative. I mean, it's not like a affront to your own self, whatever. Like right, like you want to give what you got and pay it forward, and see the culture grow, and see people like evolve. Like a lot of the things that are happening in our industry today, in my world, like with metal shaping, is like such high level, and it's just so like on the brink of perfection and beautiful. Like it didn't used to be that way,
right.
But we have such an advantage with tooling and different things, and it's only going to get better.
Right.
So don't fight that. Like, it's like help everybody go and bring it to the next level.
But it's like, here's the things that you can't chop every roof out there. You just can't do it, right?
Yeah.
There's millions of them. So if you teach someone else who knows how to do it, like if it was me, right? And I come over and go, man, I'm calling Chooky, I got this deal. Like, you want, absolutely, head it my way. Or you're busy and you send it off to the next. I mean, it's just, like you all said, there's enough for everybody, And the more that know,
and Chooky said it too right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And like we all hold a seat in community, and it's almost like we're a council, and like you go to this person for this and this one for that,
right?
And everybody support and respect one another. Then the flow happens.
Yeah.
It's when there's resistance, or I don't know, just let people do and be what they are, right. And everything works out beautifully.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, I always hate to say anything like that's kind of negative, but it's almost like the people that are concerned about being the best. It's like a life of fear. Or
once you're on top, you gotta stay on top.
But they don't go anywhere. They don't progress. They don't.
I mean, I think there's more from giving than from like taking or posturing on. Like to be like I'm above you or I'm like
right.
Anyway, like I feel like we should all be trying to like I don't want to get philosophical, but like love. Right, like let's spread the love, right? Like let's help each other and grow, and be synergized that way, and stay humble and like help everybody, get to experience that. And that's kind of the philosophy that we've had with becoming publishers and doing magazines, is the idea that we can support the culture and encapsulate the culture and take glimpses of it that are immortalized for all time. Like magazines are tangible, and you have them and you can be in them and experience them, and you can have your car in there or your artwork, and be something that was a glimpse of time of what you did and pay it forward and share it.
Exactly. And the tech, that's how we learn.
Right.
I mean, you and I both have said a million times that you look back at magazines to learn how to do something with a motor, or an engine or whatever.
The how-tos.
Well, also you never know who the next version of you is in 5 to 10 years. Like, even now, it's kind of surreal. So I remember going up to Susanna Vestige, like the very first Viva I ever went to, and being so excited because I'd followed her online and saw her shoot with like Sabina and everyone, like Raquel Reed, all this stuff. And then now I'm looking at the last 3 years, and Susanna works with us consistently. Like, I've shot with Sabina, I've shot with Raquel. I never in a lifetime when I was 17 on MySpace, like on all these platforms like Tumblr, thinking that was ever going to happen for me, or that they would be my life, like it would be attainable. And it's just crazy, but it's like you never know who you're speaking to. Like, Susanna literally told me, like, if you want to shadow me or assist me in anything, let me know. Like, that's huge. Like, that was huge. And at that time in my life, it was like, oh my God, like, this is so cool. I mean, it still is, but that is the platform. You never know. And now I'm working with these people consistently.
Well, and I'm going to say something to this because, Shelby and I have got a very long experience, and we've worked really, really hard to come from where we came from prior to magazines and so forth. And the backstory for everyone out there that's listening who's a supporter, we're talking about a girl who decided at a very young age that she wanted to be a photographer and wanted to be a print photographer. I think there's another word for it, but basically to be a photographer who is in magazines and doing print. And I think shared that in a class at some point.
Yeah,
right?
My 8th grade class.
That she wanted to do that as her dream. And then, she came to work with me here at Murpho's as we were like 2.0 and doing our thing. And then here comes these magazines. And all of a sudden, here is someone who is literally living, like we were saying before, her passion and living her dream and seeing it to come to fruition. And I don't know how many times I've told Shelby how proud I am of her and watching her do these things as she has flourished as an artist.
And it shows in her work, though, too. It shows your love and passion for it. I mean, I'm like, when I build my car, it's got to be perfect because she's going to shoot it and it's going to she's going to get everything in the shot. It's got to be great. But it shows, her work shows.
But
it shows the passion.
Yeah, but also having those opportunities. Like, I knew Murph organically. Like, none of this was like, my goal is to do this. They have the magazines. It was genuinely helping out with like Lone Star Roundup and then just like creating a relationship. And then it just got to a point where I was like, hey, I need someone for the shop. And like, I was doing something in line with that, but like that is like timing, right? That is like everything coming together. So it's like if you have good intentions and you work hard, like things will come your way. You don't have to step on anyone to get there. I didn't have to step on anyone creatively to get in the position I'm in. People can say what they want and whatever, but I put in the work. Like I put in the work the last 3 years, like to consistently want to make this brand better. But that's the thing though, is like, I mean, Chooky, looking at your work, there's so much detail. Like you can see how much passion. And I know what you mean with like, it's not done. I'll do this. I'll do that. No one will probably ever notice and they'll still think it's beautiful, but it's your stamp, like in the world, it's your eye. Like you want it to be, perfect or, your version of perfect. And you seeing shapes and colors that like explain so much looking at your art. That's crazy.
Yeah, and your eye is amazing. It's absolutely fantastic. You. So, and it's one of those things. Like I think we're gifted with this creativity, or are we a craftsman, or whatever it is that we do. Maybe we bring people together, but then that's our responsibility on Earth to follow that through to the end.
Yep.
And you're doing it, and that's why doors fly open when you're in your lane.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially when you have a good place to grow.
No, I'm trying to fly on down to this lane so we can
come to this
work together and do more together. I'm like, come in my lane, Chooky, let's go.
Well, I've been looking at houses down there already.
As we're doing this interview, she's like,
I'm like throwing all this positive into the universe. I'm like, make it happen.
Chooky 2024.
Well, I was laughing with Chad about Florida, and I told him, I was like, my hair is terrible down here. There's no way I can live here.
Hey, that's a factor. Vegas, gorgeous, dry, beautiful place. Texas, meh.
Well, we don't have quite the humidity.
We can get that fixed, though.
Florida.
No, Florida does have the humidity.
Houston's got it, but not so much else.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, but it's really cool. Like, I can't thank you guys enough because it's really neat to just vibe with some other creators. Like, where everybody's in their lane doing their thing and happy.
Yes. Yeah, it's really cool, I think, to live in an artist's world, you know, a creative world, and to be able to relate to creatives that aren't, you know, stuck. I don't know what I want to say, but I'm not going to say it. You know, it's cool to really vibe with genuine, real people that are living the lives that, like, you are leading in your passion and create, you know, striving for your creativity. So it's awesome, right? Like, it's just so good to be in community.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't have anything left in me from here to the end except to create. So that's why it was so easy to let everything go, because I know the more that you let go of that isn't for you, then bigger doors open. So you just have to get on the ride.
Sometimes that includes people.
Exactly.
100%.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang, Chooky, we need like philosophies of life with you, and then we'll just like paint and craft while we all talk, and just like
I should hit a gong or something. Now
Oh, she's good.
Like,
she always said
she's
like
like a
these
shaman.
things to me, and I'm like, oh my god. She's like, yeah. I mean, I don't.
she's
when
like
I-
a hot
she
rod
just-
shaman.
Like, it's like the fortune cookie you open up, but she's got all the right words to say. And you're like, this is gonna happen.
we're gonna get you a T-shirt that says "Hot Rod." What'd you
Hot
say?
rod shaman.
Hot Rod Shamen.
Ding, Chooky.
The whole path is surrender. I've learned that's all you got to do. Like, every time you get in your own way, you just got to let go, and then boom,
Take those chances.
Yeah, exactly.
As scary as they may be, but when you take them, man, they're sometimes the best.
I'm gonna write this down.
Well, I don't know where I heard it, but I remember and have repeated and said the saying before many times, like, free your mind and your ass will follow.
Oh,
Poetry.
yeah. Okay.
Look at you.
Totally.
Merce,
Look at Merce.
yeah,
He's like,
Merce
I
about
got
to
a good
write a
one.
book.
Yeah. Right, surrender. Let it go.
Yeah,
And
you absolutely.
Choose what's really your jam, you know, and make that like what you pursue. I talk to my kids a lot about trying to find a passion, trying to find their passion, like figure out what it is that like revs them and what they want to do, and then figure out how to like get there and pursue that and not let go. I mean, think about it, y'all. Like, how many, like, I guess millions of people out there that are just like going through the drudgery of a 9 to 5 and doing something for like the man or somebody that isn't their thing. Like, they're not a part of a team or a creative environment. They're just like,
And they have no
like
outlet.
warehousing. But yeah, like, where's the risk? Like, what do you do? You know what I mean?
It's one thing if they're doing a job for a family or whatever, but if there's no hobby and no outlet or no nothing where something that they want to do, no matter what it is, I mean, whatever it is, you know, if you don't have anything, man, you're not living, you're existing.
Going crazy.
You want to find your lane, and you want to be able to be doing what makes you proud.
And your people, finding your people
Yeah.
Your tribe.
that are going to boost you, you know, with yourself, boosting yourself. You know, we're going to cheer you on.
I often said it there. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I'm joking, but not really. I often will say to myself, like, you know, like, if I could just find a job for somebody where I just chop tops every day, I could probably do that for like 40 years before I got bored.
Bing.
If it existed. But
Tops.
we're trying. Yeah, just tops. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like along the way, like I would always, like, I've gone, you know, done different jobs or, you know, lived in survivor mode and all of those things, like, I had to unlearn, and I'm still unlearning. But the key that I guess it like boils down, like surrender. Like, I tell people, like, well, I make a lot of decisions and they're not necessarily good ones, but they're a direction. And so, like, I fire a gun in that direction. It may not pan out, but at least I'm making decisions instead of freezing.
Great strives.
Well, I think that unlearning and surrendering is like opening the door to growth.
Yeah.
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 You're just like,
Golly, man.
We are in it.
We're in deep
Get
today.
Scotty Chops on this, and this is gonna be like a 4-hour
Yeah,
live
Scotty-
episode.
Scotty would love this
Scotty
one.
Chops
He is
and
like
Chooky,
that, too.
like,
the both of
it's
them.
a
are-
retreat,
The girl
y'all.
version of Scotty was right here.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, Scotty Chops.
right?
Oh, you gotta ask Chad, because he's just like, I just want to sit and just talk.
Right.
You know?
He's like, you're so right.
Oh,
He's like,
well,
you're just
Chooky
so
and
right.
Chad would be super cool at Roundup to do
Oh,
like
Well, that's what I'm saying, a live.
one, yeah.
And we're going to have
Round
her in Tulsa, so we're going to make that happen. So there's
That's a
going to
great
be
idea.
round
Chooky
2 with
2.0.
Chooky. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Chad was here and he was on. We did a live,
recently
podcast just recently, and man, it was so much fun.
It was.
He's sitting right across from me, and then we're just giggling, laughing, like, look, it's just fun, He's such a good guy. That's a great idea. We gotta get him those.
Yeah. Well, and they already know each other and vibe. It'd
That's
be
what I mean.
awesome.
Gosh,
Yeah.
You guys are already tight. That'd be a great show.
I feel like it took us an hour to get started with Chad because we were all just like,
And then everybody's like, stop talking. We need
stop.
to do the podcast.
Leave it for the show. And we're like, oh,
can't.
yeah. We should probably do that.
But
Well, he was so funny when I showed up at class, and he knew I knew Rose with Queen of the Vans, Kustom Vanner magazine.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he takes a picture of me, sends it to Rose, and goes, "Is she okay?" And she was like, "She's one of the good ones." And he was like, "Okay, all right."
Man,
Then
talk about
this is
another metal shaper.
oh my God,
Good
that
God, yes.
talent beyond talent. And you
For
want
sure.
to talk consciousness with that one? That's the sage in the middle of the desert right there.
They've done,
Yep.
I mean, like her and Gene have done tons of stuff together. Just amazing metal fabricator.
Well, I had the pleasure of meeting her because I was giving Jean crap in class about plastics because I'm like, I want to blow a bubble top. I want to know, like I'm going on about plastics. And boom, like within an hour, she rolled in the door. And I was like, okay, then this is all in alignment. Everything's happening as it should be.
Well, that's funny. I thought you would have said Ian was going to come on through the door because I thought he was, great at the bubble top stuff too. So, but you're surrounded by great people, really good people.
Yeah, and sometimes I just kind of look around and I go, how did any of this happen? And like, they're just humans like us. Like, we're all just human.
I say good people come together. That's my whole vibe. I'm throwing it out there.
Or, birds of a feather flock
Flock
together.
together.
Right?
Yep.
You find
Freak.
like-minded, yeah.
Or I say freaks unite.
That's the faster,
yet.
better way, right?
I can't believe this time has flown already, man.
What?
We've been doing this over
I
an hour.
know, it's crazy.
Okay, look, we're all looking at our time. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Matt just gave me I was going to say the finger, but he didn't.
All right,
It wasn't the finger. It was the...
Well, okay, so we can go on with Chooky. We'll have to do 2.0.
2.0.
Yeah,
I would love to try
Live,
to get
though. I want
Okay.
it live. I want it live.
live
Tulsa.
Tulsa.
in Tulsa,
Tulsa.
or Texas, and maybe
Yeah, we got to
could-
show off her crown. It's going to be
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
rad.
we got to see. I can't wait to see that thing.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Please be
I-
backlit.
We gotta get our gear together. Hey, gear people, we gotta get our gear together so there's no background noise live in Tulsa.
Tulsa. We're going to make it happen with Chooky.
Matthew's face.
That will be so fun. I'm so looking forward to that show. I really am.
That show, you're going to love it, man. There's so many
It's going to be
cars.
both of our first times,
It's
so we'll
so
be walking
much
around
fun.
like, yes, this is so great.
And upstairs and downstairs, and I remember last year I got lost for like 2 hours. Like I was just,
Did he get lost, or were you just...
No, we
Not
saw
really
we saw your head over the cars the whole time.
Well,
You were
that-
never lost.
That might be true.
Spot
Where do I
you.
go from
Yeah,
here?
you may have felt lost, but you were not lost.
We
I
can
saw
see
your
you.
little braid from a distance.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, last year it was small too. That's a lot longer. Hey, Jimmy,
and-
people. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead, baby. Go ahead. What were we gonna say?
I would just wanted to say thanks for letting me play in the sandbox with the crown. I mean, thank you.
I couldn't think of anybody
appreciate
better.
No,
I threw it at her, and she's like, I can make this happen. I'm like, I knew you could.
that. Yeah, my pleasure. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, but Chooky, if people want to get a hold of you or talk to you about merchandise or whatever, how can they do that? Or get to, have a chat with you? How can they do that?
Okay, so you can find me. I have a website, thechookyhand.com. And most custom stuff, either shoot me a message there or on Instagram. I'm the Chooky Hand on Instagram. Facebook is also the Chooky Hand, and I'm Heidi. So
Hey,
I can be
Chooky, go ahead and spell it for the listeners.
the THE Chooky CHOOKY Hand HAND the Chooky Hand.
Perfect.
I love the way when you sent Colette the pronunciation of your name is Chewy.
She's like, Chooky. Make sure you do it right. Do you see how she said it?
Well,
It was cute.
Anyway,
on this last trip to California, somebody came up to me and they went, "You're the Chooky Hand."
Oh, you're like, no, nay.
I'm like, well, maybe today a little bit. But,
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
yeah, I just roll with it.
this has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. We are certainly going to do the 2.0 and get you rock and rolling up in Tulsa or back down here in Texas or something. Because this flew by, didn't it?
It did.
Flew by.
And it felt like it. No, I want to
2
keep going. I have
It
more
kinda
to
feels
say.
like
We have
we're
more to
just
say.
Yapping like before the show, just talking. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's the consciousness of car culture.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much again for being on our podcast, man. This is exactly why we do this, is to talk to people like you who love doing what they're doing and getting as much of this stuff out there so people can see your stuff, our stuff, the magazines, paying it forward, keep print media alive, all this. This is why we do the show. And I'm very blessed to be on this thing, and I'm with all y'all, and I appreciate you.
Chooky, it's not the end of our conversation or of our connection and our future. It's the beginning. Thank you so much. Loved talking to you. Or such insight and tremendous artwork. We just really thank you for your part and contribution to Kustom Culture, and can't wait to do this again.
Oh, there's more to come for sure.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm sitting over here thinking about what you said that you see in shapes and colors. And those glasses that they make for people who are colorblind that they can see? I wonder if someday they'll come out with glasses like those where you can put on, or we can see the world through your eyes so people can understand how amazing it is to be able to be like that,
So cool.
I know, I'm sitting over here like a fool thinking about these things. But anyway,
He's getting hurt. His heart feels are feeling
On that
now.
note, wow.
Yes.
I'm going to make you some Chooky glasses for
Yes.
We all want Chooky glasses. I want some.
that's awesome.
Yeah. And thank you all for everything you do for culture. It's like without that, this conversation wouldn't be happening. So thank you.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Thanks, Heidi.
All right.
It's nice to meet you.
Can't wait to see you in person here in a month or so or something, right?
Like
It's happening.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just keep texting. 1 more week, 2 more weeks. Next month,
Yeah.
when are we making this happen?
4 days.
Yes.
2 days.
We are landing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited to work with you. It's going to be cool.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, I think that definitely we're planning to reach out and try and do a little print feature with Chooky, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Shelby will
I was
be
creeping
on
you
that.
so hard this
happened.
morning. That was like the first thing I did when I saw Colette's message, and then I was like deep in it.
Yeah, she's like, I was creeping her page like all day. I was like, good. Keep
Yeah,
creeping
Chooky
so
some
would
more.
love to get with you and put a little spotlight on you in print and
Yes.
get you into one of the mags here pretty quickly if you're down for that.
Yeah.
I am absolutely down for that. Thank you.
Yes.
Good deal.
All right.
Good deal.
It's happening.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, this
All
is,
right.
I can't believe we're already on season 3,
I know.
episode 2
It's crazy.
of... I'll do it in a minute. We better say goodbye first. For Miss Colette,
I'm here. Bye.
Miss Shelby,
See, I don't know how to follow that, but you need to like whisper slowly into the mic.
Miss
No, thanks,
Chooky.
Deuce.
Are you
Good
still
night.
there? Good night. There you go. It's over there.
She hung
Call you
up.
later, girl.
Yeah, and Murpho.
Deuce, thank you so much for having me on.
Brother, your show. We just live we in your shop. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you all for tuning in to the Kustom Culture Rodcast, brought to you by Old School Rods and Car Culture Lux magazines. We are out.